Okay, today we're starting at Weston, Colorado. Weston is about 20 miles west of Trinidad, Colorado on Highway 12. This is east going back towards Trinidad. We're going to be going up to Rancho Escondido. We're going to look at a 38 acre tract with a newly built drive and road improved going into it with great views. The wildlife area. And wildlife area is, there's 30,000 acres right now. Okay, so after you pass Weston, Colorado, then Rancho Escondido entrance is only about 3-4 miles up here on our right. And you can see the Sangre de Cristos up here in the background. They look a lot bigger than what the video shows. To our left is 30,000 acres of wildlife area. And of course the Sangre de Cristos have the mountain lakes and national forest. And the tract has a newly built road on it. And build site, you're going to have great views of these mountains, the Sangre de Cristo mountains. And you're only about, you're about 35-40 minutes from town, Trinidad, Colorado. Stonewall's a little bit further up the road from where we'll turn off. And then that's when you go up to the mountain lakes. But Stonewall has a restaurant and and a little store there, and there's gas up there. Behind me, about 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away from this property, you're gonna have there's a Ringo's grocery store. It's a old mom and pop grocery store. And it's really nice, and they have gas there as well. So like I say, you're about 35-40 minutes from town. You're going to be really close to the mountains up here with the public access to the national or public lands. And here just a little bit, I'll show you the turnoff to go into Rancho Escondido. Not much further to take a right into Rancho Escondido. There's a sign along the way. I've zoomed in a little bit with my video camera so you could see what the Sangre de Cristo mountains actually look like when you're driving to the turnoff to Rancho Escondido. It's a little difficult with the zoom and driving. Okay, we've only gone about 2-3 miles, maybe 4. So you're about 24 miles to take a right into Rancho Escondido, and I still have the video zoomed in so you can get a feel for what the area looks like when you're actually here. We're going to take a right up here to go to this track. Zoom out, and you can see that Rancho Escondido sign. It's County Road 23.3 to come up in here. So I'll show you more of the drive as we go up. So the road's paved for a little ways up in here. You've got about, I would say about 4 or 5 miles of year-round maintained road. And this tract doesn't have any covenants on it, even though it goes through a subdivision, so your road is going to be maintained. They do ask that you might volunteer to pay dues, but you're not going to have any covenants to worry about, which is really nice. Okay, everything on the right hand side is a part of the tracks. Well, we're going to drive around to get on top so we can get on the flat tops and see the views. And there is a pretty much a year-round running creek through the bottom of the track. We're going to be going up there. As you're coming up off Highway 12, we're only about, let's see, 2.5 miles now. You go through this old Boy Scout camp, and then right after the old Boy Scout camp, they did turn it into a restaurant for a little while. after this, just a little bit further up here, we'll stay right and we'll go up and we'll start heading up on top up there to go to the property. Okay, the Boy Scout camp is right behind us, so we take a right and you can see Rancho Escondido. That's the subdivision we're going to be driving through. These properties are not a part of the ranch itself. This is the legal access to get to them. Like I say, they have no covenants. We're still driving up the main road of Rancho Escondido, and the sun's probably gonna hit us here. This is early in the morning. The properties are back this direction, right over those ridges right over there. And when we get up to the top here, there's a subdivision road map that shows you the map of the ranch. Okay, so when we get to the top, after taking a right from there's a map of the ranch, and we're going to be taking a right on Escondido Road. Okay, so we just took a right onto Escondido Road, and we only went about maybe a quarter mile. Now this is Maggie Road. Take a right on that, and boy, you can really see the mountains. And then right down here at the bottom, not very far, take a left to go this track. Now the owner had the access road improved coming into it. And you can see the equipment still sitting there. Get the right gear. So really all you'll need to do is throw some good gravel on it, maybe, and trim some of these trees maybe. Okay, so we're coming to tract 15, and everything on the right is a part of tract 15. And what I'm gonna do is you can see this little meadow up here, some black squirrels running around. I'm gonna get out and take a hike around this flat top. There's a really nice big flat top, and here's a road coming in right here that was made into it. I'll just go ahead and drive into that. So if you see this meadow, you're gonna see this little entrance road. There's a lot of room on this track. A little entrance road with a turnaround so you can have a campsite. You see how nice and level the land is on the top here. There's a lot of room over this direction. Yeah, it's hard to get through the trees. You see the Spanish Peaks this direction. The Sangre de Cristos are to the west here. This will be this is north, and then you have west here. I'd probably bring in a spot right up in here. You're gonna have to cut down some trees so you can see, I can see through the trees all the Sangre de Cristos to the west, and the land goes all the way down to the bottom where we drove up into. You can see that from the aerial maps. There's the East Spanish Peak and the west, but there's trees in the way. Okay, we're just leaving the camp slash build site, and the property comes this direction to the south, and this up in here would be really nice. Get a little bit higher up and you can see the Here's the West Spanish Peak through there, and it looks about that big when you're standing here. So I'm going to try to walk over to the edge. I think the property, it goes so gentle down in the canyon below, and then all of a sudden it starts taking off to the bottom. We'll see if we can get some shots of that. Okay, we're walking west through tract 15, 38 acres. We're going to come over to the western edge of the property. It's very private up in here. You're not going to have a lot of people around. We came from, this will be northeast. We came from the site that was cut in. Walk out to the edge here and see what we see. There's a canyon you can see on the topo map. That's called Snake Canyon. You see on the topo map, it's down in there. You're going to have a lot of wildlife up in here. And I can see the Sangre Cristos through the trees, but trying to do it on camera, it's gonna be a little difficult. There's some neat rock formations. Okay, we came out on the point. We came from the drive-in site up there. Now we come out on this point. Got some nice sandstone formations here and here. You got views all the way south and southwest into New Mexico, where you can see Taos Mountain back up in there, and then you can see the Sangre de Cristos all the way through the trees here. And at this spot with the opening of the tree, you can see the West Spanish Peak, which looks about like that when you're standing here. Walk out a little bit further. Like I say, the land, it goes down in this canyon down here. We're pretty close to the western boundary, the southern boundary line that runs east and west. And then you have all this canyon that goes down into the bottom where we drove up. And you come out here, trees start thinning out, and you can see the Sangre de Cristos through the trees, and they look, I'm zoomed in. They look about like that when you're standing here. Then I'm going to circle around. This is looking south now into New Mexico. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to fly my drone and try to stay within the boundary lines and down to the bottom and through this Snake Canyon, they call it, and then back up here. Okay, we were just right there on those rocks, and I just noticed these. And now you can see the Sangre de Cristos pretty good. Look about like that. Okay, this is the aerial shot of tract 15. We came in, and the site we're sitting at with the campsite is about right here. We end up walking out over here to the edge, and we were looking back this direction. I was telling you, Snake Canyon's a part of the property down in here. So we came over these rocks. The shadows. So I'm gonna fly my drone from here and go down to the bottom of the canyon and then come back to where we're at now to give you an aerial view of the whole area and the property itself.